Alright, last one here. I went to town tonight. I don't know. This is your dude, man. Once again, your president. The incoherent individual with all this nonsense. Biden says the various shots that people are getting now cover that. They're okay. They're okay. You're not going to get COVID. If you've had these vaccinations, you're not going to get COVID. Fully vaccinated White House officials tested positive for COVID 19. Now, if you get those shots, Biden says you're not going to get COVID. But they got those shots and they got COVID. Okay, go figure. Biden also says, in regards to the filibuster, we should go back to the filibuster in Philadelphia. I believe we should go back to the position in the filibuster that existed when I came into the United States Senate 120 years ago. Really? Okay. He also says to Arizona, he says, you guys are going through hell right now, aren't you? What president says that to the state he's supposed to be governing, making sure that the state is in good condition and that the officials of that state are doing their job? And he says something like, you guys are going through hell right now, aren't you? I mean, press conferences cut off in midstream or never even get started, and the president replies, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to take questions. Then he says, if that's what I'm supposed to do, if that's what you want me to do. This man is gone. The man says new variants of the virus is spreading quickly. Uh, cases are on the rise and going up. The month of January, we lost 95,774 people. In the month of March, we lost we lost 37,172. You do the math. I mean, does he even hear himself talking? I mean, really. Americans, anyone who is responsible for not taking control, in fact, not saying, I take no responsibility initially, anyone who's responsible for the many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America. What? I'm confused. Or are you confused? Does he hear himself? Does he hear what he's saying? I mean, then he says, how could the amount of acreage burn from fire in the state of Delaware be bigger than Maryland and Delaware combined? Maryland and Delaware are two different sizes, first off. Second off, Delaware ain't but 3,000 square miles, I mean, something like that. He says, another comment he makes, he says, what does he say? Last year we were going to stay in Delaware and Maryland. What does that mean? And who the hell is Cedric Richmond? Joe Biden says, I'm Joe Biden's husband. The man says, where am I at tomorrow? I'm like, do you hear what you're saying? He says, we've never allowed any crisis for a civil war straight through the pandemic 17, all the way around 16. Which one is it? Also, he says, what did he say? Tomorrow's Superstar Tuesday. What does that mean? I mean, Biden has made it clear he doesn't know what's going on. Can't explain it. Biden, have you been fully vaccinated? If so, why do you sound sick on national TV? And then um, all I hear from Kamala is divergent. Definition: tending to be different or develop in different directions. Similar words: opposed, disagreeing, conflicting, clashing, incompetent. I'm sorry, incompatible, contradictory. Basically, that she's not taking the shot, hasn't taken the shot, and if Trump tells her to take the shot, she ain't taking the shot. But that basically says Biden tells her to take the shot, she still ain't taking the shot. Biden's telling everyone to take the shot, she ain't took the shot. Biden says, I would like you to join me in a moment of silence for all those in uniform and out, military and civilian. After a long ass pause, then instead of a moment, of silence, sounds like he's taking a nap, like he's dying on a respirator on his deathbed in a hospital somewhere. I mean, in December 2020, when asked, Biden, do you think it should be mandatory to be vaccinated? Biden says, no, I don't think it should be mandatory. I would not demand it to be mandatory. September 9th, 2021, Biden announces the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employees with 100 or more employees to be with 100 or more employees and together employ over 80 million workers to ensure that their workplaces are fully vaccinated. During a press conference, a reporter shouted out, "You don't know what you say? You don't remember what you said?" You know. And then also another comment in a press conference. Upon exiting a press conference, reporter asked question in regards about the Catholic Church. And Biden's response was, say again. So the question was repeated, and then Biden says, that's a private matter, and I don't think that's going to happen. On national TV, this guy at 72 years of age says, you don't leave anybody behind. You don't fail to remember every single solitary individual. Mind you, that was 6 years ago. And like this fool just said, no man left behind. 6 years later, present day, abandoning soldiers, men, women, and children, innocent Americans, under a regime of terrorism and terror from barbarians with a hatred for Americans. I thought the question was, that this is America, so there should be no question, all of the Americans should be out of Afghanistan, free passage, but we already know that that's not true. We already know that they're still stuck there, and Biden says get vaccinated. What about the innocent people who got abandoned? I'd hate for the shoe to be on my foot, depending on my great nation, my great US of A, because I know where I'd be. I'm expendable.